are looking for a new roller skate setup and you're not sure what to look for when it comes to what plates are on those roller skates, or if you're looking to build a custom roller skate setup like I'm actually in the process of doing right now, it can be a little confusing with all the options out there and you may feel a little lost or overwhelmed. That's what I'm here for, to help you in making that decision and give you a little guide to help you choose before you buy what are the best roller skate plates for your roller skate setup. So use this video if you are thinking about buying new roller skates and you want to make sure that they have good plates on them in the pre-built setup, or if you're thinking about building a custom setup and you want to know that the plates that you're putting on those skates are good ones and fit what you need. I'm going to do my best to guide you into making a good purchase. Alright, so let's get into the guide. First up, let me show you what a roller skate plate looks like off of the setup on its own. So this is a roller skate plate. This specific one is the SureGrip Avanti aluminum plate. It basically is what your boots get mounted to. You can mount anything on a plate really. You can do boots, you can do shoes, you can do an actual roller skate boot. So for aluminum plates, this setup has lasted me 2.5 years. So it's incredible that I can still ride on this. Everything still works. These plates are very durable and that's what I really like most about aluminum plates. So I started off with roller derby and that's what got me into roller skating. So this is my first pair of roller skates. The plates on this is what I wanted to show you because they're nylon. So this is kind of a typical nylon plate. Typically, like beginner speed skates for roller derby, Moxie Lolly setups that are pre-made and pre-mounted that you can buy like with everything on it. A lot of the Amazon or online roller skates that you see in shops, any of those roller skates that are kind of like on the cheaper end pre-made setups, often they have these plates. They're just black nylon plates. They feel very cheap and plasticky, and I would not recommend these. This is where nylon goes wrong, honestly. Because they were entry level and I didn't want to invest too much money on my first setup, and I was just trying this sport, seeing if this is a hobby that I would enjoy. I didn't want to invest too much money into it, just getting into something. I didn't want to drop that much money, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I bought this setup, which was pretty affordable for the whole thing, and I felt like these were pretty safe and good quality for what they were at the time, knowing nothing. Now I would say I would not skate on these, and when I was skating on these nylon plates, I will say that there were times that I was worried they were going to crack and break, and these were also what I very first started skating bowls in. So my first bowl skate was in these skates. I don't recommend nylon plates in the sense of those pre-made, cheap, low-end roller skate setups. I would stay away from those and try to go to a little bit better quality plates if you can. However, the main factor usually between nylon and aluminum plates is the weight. So you want to consider when you're buying plates how heavy they're going to feel on your feet, and that can really determine what you really want for you. For me, I'm not bothered by the weight of like some $100 aluminum plates. I'm tall, I have strong legs, and really I've adjusted over time and really got used to that. They've never felt too heavy for me. They felt very comfortable. That's really gonna vary depending on skater to skater and your own preferences. So I can't say what feels right for you. You're the only one who can determine that, and you're just gonna have to experiment and try different plates to figure out what weight feels right for you. If you are looking for lighter plates, I am gonna say that you could go with a nylon plate, but you might give up some durability. They are basically plastic. I mean, they can be durable and lighter, and they can last, and people have good experiences, but just be aware that they are not the most durable. The most durable option would be to go with like a metal plate, aluminum plate. And then with aluminum plates, the downside is, because there's pros and cons to each, the downside is basically that while they are very durable and they'll last longer and they're worth the investment, they can be heavier, and to get a lighter plate, it's going to cost you more money because it costs more money to make a lighter aluminum plate. So that's why you see plates going for $300 to $500 just for a pair of roller skate plates, which is crazy. I'm not even willing to pay that, like personally. I would never spend that much on a plate. So I try to find a mid-range, affordable aluminum plate option that is somewhat lightweight, but not on the crazy end of cost, if that makes sense. The next thing you're going to want to look at when you're looking at choosing a roller skate plate, this is more for custom setups, but it's still something you're going to want to consider. If you are looking for a plate and you're planning to buy one, maybe mount a boot on there, you're going to need to look at the boot and the sizing compatibility. So essentially, you can have unisex sizing, you can have men's shoes, women's shoes. It can get really confusing. Your boot is basically the shoe that's going to be mounted onto this plate. So you want to know what your boot size is, and then you want to look up, when you look up your plate, look up the sizing chart and the compatibility, and make sure that the sizing that you're looking at matches up with whatever size your boot is, if it's men's, women's, unisex, because it can get really confusing really fast. So just make sure that you look up that sizing chart to this specific plate that you want to buy and match it with your boot size that you're going to mount on there. And it's the right size for the right plate. People always ask me, they give me like their roller skate boot size and they're like, okay, I wear a Moxie this size, what size plate should I get? And I always refer them to, I actually wrote a blog post on these specific plates just to help people know the sizing, because people don't realize that there are sizing charts that help you match up your boot size with your plate size. So look up that. Usually when you are shopping for the plate, you can just click on it. It'll be there. There'll be a chart and you can look through the sizing and match it with what size plate you should get based on your shoe size. So your kingpins are where your trucks will slide on, and between your actual trucks, which the front goes in the pivot cup here and then the rest slides on here, you have cushions between that hardware. So depending on what kind of trucks you get, like let's say you have a park roller skating setup like me and you have wide grind trucks, you're going to need different cushions based on the trucks that you have. So for example, I bought these medium bones ones. These cushions are a different hardness than the ones that came with the trucks on the plates I bought. So if you're thinking about upgrading or switching out your trucks, let's say you're going to get wide grind trucks for skate park skating, then you got to consider the length of your kingpins, and also sometimes you may have to cut them down, but make sure you wait until after you put these on. So these are all just things to consider. I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but basically just know that if you are going to be putting different types of trucks on your kingpins, make sure that your cushions are going to fit with the length of them. Standard kingpins are going to work fine. They're made to fit standard trucks, so it's not really something you have to worry about until you get to upgrading your setup and putting different trucks on, which is a whole nother video. So it's just something to consider if you are going to build a setup with wide trucks. You may be swapping out for different cushions and you may actually have to trim these down. That's just something to consider. So one thing to consider when you are purchasing a new roller skate plate, or when you're looking at the plates on a roller skate setup, is the toe stop. Is it adjustable? Is it removable? How do you adjust it? And can you switch these out? There are some setups that come completely, like the toe stop is permanent. You can't remove it. It's just that is the toe stop, which to me is so dumb, because obviously your toe stops are going to eventually wear out, and what do you do then? So you want to really look for, and I would recommend looking for ones that have adjustable toe stops that are easy to adjust and that you can take in and out. Some come with the toe stop, but you may have to purchase them or swap them out, so just be aware of that. There's different types of toe stops on plates. So this one has an adjustable one. You use a Allen wrench and you just put it in there and you tighten it that way. Different plates have different ways of tightening them, so make sure that you look at that and just find out about how you're supposed to tighten your toe stops or adjust your toe stops, if they're removable or if they're permanent and you can't take them off, because sometimes that is the case. Just be aware, make sure you check out the toe stops before you purchase a pair of roller skate plates, because you don't want to get stuck with a pair that you can't adjust or that you don't like how they adjust. You want to be sure that you can adjust them and that you can remove them and swap them out when they wear out. These plates actually came with these toe stops, but I will swap them out because these are not my favorite toe stops and I have other ones that I prefer over them. But you can also get ones that already have toe stops, so you don't have to buy any, which can be a plus if you're on a budget. And of course, one of the most important things when choosing roller skate plates that's on all of our minds is the pricing. So how much are these plates going to cost you? What is your budget for buying plates? And if you're just buying a whole setup, then it's kind of calculated into that. But you do have to consider, if you see that they have nylon plates, how much are they charging for a setup with nylon plates? Is it overpriced? Just be smart about it. Consider that what value are you getting and what quality are you getting out of that full setup when you're looking at that. If you just want to get the cheapest plates out there, you could get some nylon plates like the Sunlite. I think they're priced at $79 right now, which is a pretty good steal for plates. But if you would like a mid-range, durable, quality aluminum plate, I would go with something like lower end priced aluminum plates that you could consider. Basically, it's just up from there. If you just go look, you can find plates ranging from anywhere from just under $200 all the way up to $700 plus. So it's really just up to you what you want to invest in your quad skating setup, but really consider like, what are you going to use this setup for? How long are you planning on skating for? How durable do these need to be? And what is the biggest need in your skating style? Do you need to be agile, fast on your feet, quick? Or do you just need some durable plates that will allow you to skate hard and fast and do the things you want to do on skates? Really, it's up to you to make those decisions. I'm just here to help give you the information you need and pack this all into a nice little neat guide, which we're almost wrapping up for the last little tip, which is the aesthetic, because aesthetic is important. Basically, for aesthetic, that's also, again, just a preference. What is important to you? Some people, the aesthetic is not that important, but for a lot of roller skaters, we love the aesthetic. We want a cool aesthetic. But how important is that to you? Do you have to have some colored plates, or can you get by on just some silver aluminum ones? Are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to just accept that these are durable, good plates to put your boots on? Or do you need them to be a specific look for you? And I think that really comes with like where you're at in your roller skate journey. So if you're just starting off and this is your first pair of skates, those things don't need to be as important as just having a pair of skates that are affordable, that can get you into the sport and that you like, but they don't have to be like your most amazing, most high quality pair yet. Because you can upgrade and continue to learn about what you like and what you want for a roller skate setup and even develop your style. So you don't need those right off the bat. But if you are an experienced skater and you have already invested some into this sport, into this hobby, and you want to kind of upgrade and level up, then that's when you would consider something where you might invest a little more just to get a specific colored plate, because you know you're going to be skating on those for the next 2 to 3 years as long as your body holds out. So yeah, for color plates, there's quite a few options. A cheap option that is available is the sunlite plates. They have those in so many colors, and you know, they're affordable. So depending on your experience level, you can look up a tutorial and do it yourself and paint your own plates custom. When you're just looking at a roller skate and you're trying to figure out if it's aluminum or nylon or what material it's made of, usually nylon plates are black or a bright color and aluminum plates are typically silver. You can find them in black or white, but basically just like a generic basic color. Also, a big thing to consider is the compatibility of any add-ons that you're considering putting on your skate setup. If you want to park skate and you're thinking about putting on some sliders or some blocks, this is very important. You really want to look at and see what blocks and sliders are compatible with your plate. So you can do this either by looking up the plate and seeing what sliders or blocks are compatible with blank plate, or you can look up plates compatible with blank sliders. So just make sure you do your research, because you do not want to get a plate that's not compatible with a type of slider that you want to skate on. And for park skater, that's really important, because you may get a plate and build this whole setup and then not be able to try out this type of brand because your plates aren't compatible. So just think ahead and make sure you check that out before you commit and buy and put those plates in your cart and build some big custom park setup. And I know it can be hard to find this all out, and researching it sucks and it can be confusing as hell, but it is worth the effort, believe me. You can also sometimes contact the slider maker before you buy your plates. So I know this is true for Bigfoot skate sliders. They will actually build you the plates, the trucks, and the sliders, and do custom colors. The only thing I've heard personally from other skaters is that it can take several months to get that in, and sometimes that wait is very painful. That's another thing to consider, and actually leads to my last point, which is stock. So this is the hardest thing with buying anything on a roller skate setup or buying roller skates in general. The stock is always hit or miss. It may not be in stock. It may be hard to find in your size and the color you want and the material you want and the brand you want. So really, you just have to do your research, and I'm trying to give you a guide to help you make sure you consider everything that you need to while you're looking. Hopefully this gives you a good foundation when you go out there and start searching for them. And I will definitely put my favorite recommendations below and link those in case you're considering any of the plates that I've mentioned in this video, including the ones that I have personally skated on and ones that I have heard when I've asked on like Instagram or in my posts and my stories what plates you recommend. Feel free to add your own experience in the comment section below. This video is basically meant to be an informative guide and help you figure out what to look for in skates and what to consider, and make sure you check out before you purchase new plates for your roller skate setup. I really hope this video helped you. If it did, please give it a like and let me me know. I really appreciate that. If you're new, I'm Brianna and I go by my skate name here on my channel, Simon Slays. I typically post tips, tutorials to teach you park skating, street skating, beginner skills, and how to improve at roller skating. And I would love if you'd stick around. I just got a part-time job to reinvest back into my passion here with my channel. There's some things I need to purchase and I need some additional income to be able to do that. So please support my channel. It really helps me out a lot. It helps me to have the ability to continue making more content like this. So if you do appreciate it, please subscribe, stick around. I have a ton more videos I post weekly here on my channel, and I'm here to help you out with whatever roller skating needs you have here as you're trying to navigate all the fun that comes with being a roller skater. I will see you in the next video. Bye!